What's up? We got Arrow Season 3, Episode 2, Sara. Okay. During my flash review, I said this was going to be the saddest episode of Arrow ever. Because it is. So, this episode starts off with the gang, with Oliver, Felicity, and Roy walking in with Laurel having Sarah's dead body on the table. And yeah. This episode's already getting off to a sad start, isn't it? Why'd you have to kill Sara? She was the best character. I guess it's to give Laurel some sort of arc, but on finding Sarah's killer and wanting to get revenge, but yeah. So yeah. What is this? Trying to get Laurel some. So Oliver closes Sarah's eyes, which I'm glad he did because she looked creepy, just staring up. I don't know how Katie Long ever did this scene, and I'm surprised how they made Chaos look. So yeah, so Oliver practices how Sarah's arrows were shot, and then Diggle comes in to say that Felicity told him about how Sara died. Yeah. So then we get flashbacks to Hong Kong, where Oliver's get his. I didn't watch this Hong Kong stuff because I'm not that interested in the Hong Kong flashbacks this time. But I know that this is the return of Tom. This is the flashback episode where we see Colin McDonald return as Tommy Merlin in a flashback episode, which is pretty cool. In the flashback episode, Tommy is trying to look for Oliver, and Oliver doesn't want to kill his best friend, Oliver doesn't want to kill his best friend, or his now ex-best friend, but back then it was his best friend, so he disguises himself and tells Tommy Merlin that Oliver's dead. Don't know why Tommy doesn't remember any of this or told Oliver that he was kidnapped by guys in Hong Kong at the beginning of season 1. He could have forgotten it by then, but he could have still told Oliver, "Hey Oliver, I was in Hong Kong looking for you and I got kidnapped by some random guys," and Oliver could have been like, "Oh yeah, hey, that's weird," and could have moved on, but no, he never mentions it because the writers didn't mention it until now that he was in Hong Kong. But yeah, so Detective Litz I feel bad for him in this entire episode. And do you know who I blame for that? Laurel. Because Laurel is just sitting there up in Verdant. No one runs it anymore since Sia's gone and Roy no longer works as the Arsenal. So it's just abandoned during the day, but we never see it at night anymore. So I guess Verdant's closed for now. I have no idea. But yeah, so she's saying about how when Sara would be in trouble, she would hug her shark animal she got from Starlight Aquarium. And now that Sarah's dead, Laurel just wants to. She calls Sarah's shark stupid. I'm like, why are you calling this thing stupid, Laurel? I like sharks. Sharks are cool. She just wants to go in there and see Sara hugging that shark. Which kind of makes me sad even more. This episode is really bringing down my mood. I'm usually happy to excited to review an Arrow episode, but this time I'm not. Because it's Sara. Because this episode is the farewell to Sara for the season. So yeah, I'm just not happy with this one. I'm just not happy with this episode. If they kept her alive and she was just gone from the show, I would be happy. But no, she's dead, and I'm not happy with this episode. This episode is yeah. But so Quentin doesn't know about Sarah's death, so he's like, so when the arrow turns, so when police, when they call him Detective Lance now, they still do. Even when he was the officer, they still call him Detective. But I'm just gonna call him Captain Lance. So Captain Lance is, I'm just gonna call him Captain Lance since he's police captain. So Captain Lance is just, and Oliver comes in and he's like, "What's the matter with you, Arrows?" It was like someone peed in your cornflakes. Okay, that did make me laugh, but this still is a sad episode. And yeah, and so he's like, "There's another archer out there killing people, and his name is Komodo." Yeah, so Laurel goes all badass in a hospital attacking this one guy until the one guy reveals some stuff, but that stuff they reveal ends up getting the person killed. So so yeah, ends up getting the person killed. So yeah, so Laurel just wants to go. So Oliver tries to fight the Komodo but failed. So yeah, so Felicity tries to call in sick for work, but Ray decides to be an ass and not want, and he basically gives Felicity Felicity says, "I'm not gonna work for you," and he's like, either you can work for me at your tech town or tech town, I think that's what it's called, or was that the lab rat store? I have no idea. I get those tech places confused. But yeah. Or he can work for a Queen Consolidated. And she's like, "I'm not gonna work for you neither because I quit, bro. See ya, ass Palmer." Or get it? Ass Palmer? Because Palmer is a gigantic jerk. So yeah. So then what happens is that so yeah, so Oliver fights come up, or Laurel takes a gun, but Oliver's like, "No, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere, Laurel." She's like, "Yeah, I am." And he's like, "Yeah." So she shows up anyway after he captured him and says, and and says that this is one. Sarah wouldn't want you to kill this guy, and she's like, "Don't tell me that Sarah would want it. Sarah wouldn't want anything because she's dead." And the dude's like, "Who's Sarah?" And he's like, and she's like, "It's her sister, and that he killed her." And he's like, "Nope, he was drunk in Bloodhaven." I'm gonna say, yeah. So we know that Sarah knew whoever killed her by the line that she spoke, saying, "What are you doing here?" When the masked person said, "Hello, Sarah," she said, "What are you doing here?" before being shot with the arrow. So my theory is that this is not the guy, because Sarah would have said, "Who are you?" Not, "What are you doing here?" Because that gives me the verification that Sarah knew this person, whoever it is. Not gonna give Sarah knew the person who killed her, because she would have said, "Who is?" She wouldn't have said, "What are you like?" Her line tone is like, "What are you doing here? Like, what are you doing here?" Before he decided to shoot her with those 3 arrows, killing her. But if it was any other character, she would have been like, does she know this person? Not, "What are you doing here?" Like, yeah. So Oliver took the bull. Oliver took the bullets out of the gun, and Oliver took the bullets out of the gun, and yeah, Oliver took the bullets out of the gun. Yeah. So, yeah, and Yeah, so after that, Ray reveals to Oliver that he's not gonna get a call from Thea since and he hands Thea the letter saying about how she was never coming back. So now Oliver is gonna get Thea. And here's one of the worst moments of the show. Laurel decides to go to her dad and tell her about Sarah's death. But then his pill alarm beeps. Then she decides not to do it. Laurel. Now he's just completely oblivious. Laurel, what are you doing? I guess you want to protect him, but as someone once said, protecting him from the truth is still hurting him. Or am I getting that wrong? Because she's trying to protect Quentin from learning about Sarah's death, but the more he doesn't learn, the more he's still gonna think she's out there being the canary fighting the bad guy. And also, they decide to not give Sarah a fresh grave. They buried her in the grave from 2007 when they originally thought she died. Diggle and Lila decided to name their baby girl after Sarah. And then we see someone training. And we see someone clapping. And that person is Malcolm Merlin. And who is training? It's Thea. And with a very hairstyle that I don't think no one liked. She has a weird... She cut all her hair off. She got her hair off so it's like a weird pixie thing. But I don't think no one liked this. But that was Arrow. That was one of the saddest episodes that I've ever seen on Arrow. There have been some deaths, like Tommy and Moira, but there has not been a death in this show that has rocked me other than Sara. Because in season 1, you're led to believe that Sara died. But when she comes back and you get to know her a bit, you grew to like her. But then you see her die again, and it just hurts you knowing that you watch a character that you've grown to love for one season, die. It just hurts you. As someone once said, as someone on Instagram says in their pictures, they may be fictional, but they're real to them. And I think Sara Lance is real to me. She may be a fictional character, but she is real to me. Sara Lance is real to me. I love Sara Lance. She is my TV show child now. And they just destroyed me. I am done. Bye, Oversprayers. Bye.